Welcome back, and today we're talking about Gleipnir episode 12. So like always, let's just jump into it. So episode 12 of Gleipnir, we didn't have any action or fights or anything like that. We just went back in time. We had a big flashback, and we got to meet Shuichi and his friend group back then whenever he was going to that cram school. And also we got a big background as to who that Kaito, who that character is. We met him last episode. He's the one that literally just destroyed everybody that was trying to go to that ship. So we know he's on a whole different power scale. And on top of that, we know he's the one that has collected 100 coins. So Elena's group, her current group right now, is trying to find a way to beat him so they can get into the ship and I guess collect 100 coins as well. But yeah, let's break this episode down because we did get a lot of backstory regarding all of these characters. So essentially we met Shuichi's friends from back in cram school. It seems like they were really a tight-knit group. They really liked each other, they really cared about each other. And it was Kaito, Honoka, Aoki, Naoto, and Elena. And of course, Shuichi will be the sixth one. Now, in this friend group, something happened, right? It looks like Honoka's father was involved in a murder, and she pretty much was kind of like bullied out of her own home, and she went to stay with some family members. And at that point, she disappeared. Now, we didn't know at this point that what really happened was that Aoki was being bullied in school. I mean, being bullied to the point where she committed suicide. I mean, that was really rough. I mean, that happens today, right? We see people get bullied and actually commit suicide. That definitely hits close to home. I mean, that was really a sad scene. And when she sent that text to Honoka saying that she was sorry, we see that Honoka knew exactly what she meant, and she found her body. And yeah, it was really an emotional scene. It was really sad. And we see that Honoka really was the only one that knew about this. So she decided to use a coin to turn herself into Aoki. Now, of course, with Kaito being in love with Honoka, he didn't want to let it go. It looks like everybody figured it out, right? Once they found the alien and talked to the alien, and he told everybody exactly what happened, how he turned Honoka into Aoki, and they were able to put, 1 and 2 together, and they essentially found out that, Aoki was dead and Honoka took her place, and they just kind of wanted to leave it at that, right? Everybody was able to figure it out, but Kaito was in love with Honoka, and he decided not to drop it, to the point where he went over to Aoki, or in this case, Honoka, and murdered her. Okay, murdered her without knowing exactly what the situation was. And once that Naoto, her Aoki's boyfriend, told Kaito that she actually killed herself and stuff like that and explained the whole situation, we see that Kaito really just completely shut down. He was just in a whole different world at this point, to the point where we saw him go back to the alien and give him the coin. He pretty much said he was going to make everything disappear, everybody disappeared. So yes, if he gets 100 coins, which it looks like he has, he's probably going to destroy the world or make every human disappear or something along those lines. So yeah, him having 100 coins is a very, very dangerous thing. So we see that Elena, it looks to be like her group is actually like the good guys, right? Like they're actually part of the good group where they're trying to stop somebody from destroying the world. So yeah, this episode definitely dealt with a lot of flashbacks and explaining the whole situation that our characters are in. Now, another big thing that we kind of got to talk about is we pretty much got confirmation just how deep Shuichi's memory loss goes, because he's met the alien, he has all this information regarding Kaito, all the friend group, everybody. He knows everything. He knows just as much as Elena knows, except that, of course, we know that Elena gave him something in order to forget. Now, in this episode, we also see Claire go into the cram school that Shuichi and all his friends were at, and she found a toy that looks exactly like Shuichi transformed into his monster form. Now, we know Claire ain't dumb. She's very, very smart. I mean, she's on a whole different level when it comes to, you know, thinking stuff. So she's definitely gonna put 1 and 2 together, and she's gonna figure out that yes, Shuichi and Elena have a past, and you know, something big is about to happen. So we got 1 episode left. I sense there's gonna be some big events, some big story stuff, some big plot twists coming in the last episode, and truly, I can't wait. I love this episode. I liked all the backstory that we got with all the characters and explaining the story, and now everything makes sense, right? We know exactly what was going on. We know that Shuichi and Elena back then were a couple. They were always together. You know, they were trying to protect each other, and we see that Elena took it to a whole different level. And also, just before, you know, I cut off the video, I really want to talk about how much these characters have changed, right? We see that all these coins, all these fights, and everything that's happening in this world, or well, in this town right now, has changed some of these characters, like, to be, you know, murderers, to the point where, I mean, look at Shuichi, right? Last episode, he just killed one of Madoka's men that was trying to get revenge. He just killed them straight up. And Shuichi from episode 1 would not have done that. And in this episode, we got to see Elena from back then, whenever she was going to cram school and all that stuff. Completely different person. I mean, Elena was, you know, she was crying, emotional. You could see that she wasn't that strong. But now, the Elena of today, she will kill you in not even in seconds, okay? She will kill you before you even knew you were dead, okay? I mean, it's just crazy how much all these characters have changed. And honestly, I am loving the story. But like always, let me know what you thought of this episode. Go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.